Yo, what's up, people? It's your boy, ThaLiveKing, coming at you with a quick video. Basically, I want to use this video to talk about, my Indiana Pacers. As most of you know, I'm a big Pacer fan, and that 7-game series, man, that was like a war, because nobody expected us to even make the playoffs this year. I didn't even think we were going to make the playoffs. I knew we would be able to be a good team, maybe cause some trouble, maybe get the 9th seed, like the 9th or 8th seed or whatever, but from those expectations to basically getting the 5th seed and, taking LeBron James to a 7-game series at, it was just like, it was surreal, man, because honestly, it's like, I don't think there's ever been a team like that in a long time in the NBA. I think the last time a team like that shocked the world, I guess, was maybe what team was that? The Golden State Warriors, when they played the Mavericks in the first round, which wasn't really an upset, but you knew it was gonna be a fight. Like you knew it was gonna be a good series, regardless if the Mavs won or not. And from the whole Paul George thing, where Paul George actually, he forced his way out of Indiana. So Kevin Pritchard actually did his thing. He's one of the few GMs out there that you can actually, that he knows his stuff. So it's like when he pulled that trade to get Victor Oladipo and Sabonis, you were just like, people were kind of expecting Indiana to be a rebuilding team, but they don't really rebuild. Of all the years I've been a Pacer fan, they've only rebuilded once. And that was a few years ago when Larry Bird said there was a 3-year plan. And that's when they had Darren Collison, that's when they had Tyler Hansborough. Who else? They had Danny Granger on that team, and Paul George was on that team too. And the year they made the playoffs that year, they played the Bulls. I think they were the 8th seed. They played the Bulls. And that was the year where Frank Vogel put Paul George on Derrick Rose. And Derrick Rose really couldn't score on him. Like, he got his buckets, but when, they put Paul George on him, Paul George was swatting his shot all in the crowd and everything. That team was real scrappy. If they knew how to close games, they would have won that series. But anyways, back to this season. This is the first time in a long time where, I didn't really stress over the team. Even though they won 50 games 2 years ago, 50 plus games, 49 or whatever it was, it's there was always some issue that was going on that was so annoying. But this year, man, it's even though they lost the game, you're they gave you that confidence where they were we're going to get the next one. And they had 2 bad losses. It was against 2 non-playoff teams. I'm trying to remember, I think it was out west. They lost to, I can't remember who they lost to. They lost to 2 garbage teams. And, they went into the Clippers, they went into LA, they went into, I can't remember. Anyways, they had 2 bad losses, and basically they went in and they played 2 playoff tier type teams, and they just ran them out the gym. It's you get mad at the losses, but then when it came down to when they regrouped and did their thing, they showed why they deserve praise or whatever. So this has been one of the few seasons in a long time where I've actually enjoyed watching, my squad play. And even through the wins, even through the losses, the ups and downs of the season, it's you always had the confidence. And it's not always about the winning, even though it's about winning. It's just the way they were playing. Because in today's NBA, it's if you at least play with effort and hit shots, you can win regardless of who's on your team. For instance, if you watch the Nets play, the Nets are just one guy, one superstar guy away, or one all-star guy away from making the playoffs next year. The record might not show it, but if you watch them play, they play with the same energy and effort as the Pacers. But the Pacers were lucky that Oladipo, saw people out there, bad-mouthing him and saying that, they got him they got Paul George for nothing or whatever. And he just took it upon himself and just, set the bar high for the team. And look what happened. So it's just crazy. Like, nobody was expecting it, and it's just like it's such a refreshing feeling as a Pacer fan to know that you have a guy in Victor Oladipo who pretty much got traded. Nobody believed in him or whatever. Like, they knew the talent was there, but this guy just made a whole new transformation. And for me, just looking at him, we haven't had a really good player like this since Reggie Miller. I'll say it. Like, Danny Granger was a great player, but he had his limitations. Paul George, he was a good player, but he just never brought the effort the way Victor was bringing it. Like, Paul George would disappear for months on end and then show up late May and then show up in the first round. But I'm like, we would have had a better record if you were a real superstar, and we would have been higher than the 7th seed. Even though we were rebuilding, we had a pretty good. I thought we had a pretty good team last year, but it was just a mental hurdle or whatever, mental struggles. But if Paul George was a real superstar, he would have been able to put this team on his back, like the way Victor is doing it, and they could have at least got at least the 5th seed, maybe 4th seed. Who knows? When you have a superstar that can elevate his game like that, you never know what you can do in the NBA. Just look at LeBron. LeBron, one of the best players ever. He pretty much put that team on his back, and you saw what he did. Nobody was doing anything on that team in the playoffs. Like Kevin Love, he was hitting shots, he was doing his thing or whatever, but LeBron had the ball in his hands like 90% of the time. So I'm excited to see what they do moving forward with this team. They had the exit interview with Kevin Pritchard, and they had Nate McMillan on there too. And you don't know what they're gonna do. I'm pretty sure they know what they need. I think they need another wing scorer, small forward type guy. If Glenn Robinson wasn't hurt all year, he could have probably elevated his game too. It would probably have been a different story. You probably could have gotten the 3rd seed or the 4th seed, even the 4th seed. Yeah. If maybe Robinson elevated his game, if he started playing at the beginning of the season. So you never know. Like, I'm pretty sure some of the guys will be back. I know he said he wanted that Young back. I know he said he wanted Corey Joseph back. Darren Collison, if he can somehow, he played great, but he kind of makes me nervous with some of the nerves that he has at the end of some games. Because if you watch Game 7, like, he was doing his thing, but there was at times he was just too nervous, and you kind of like, he didn't know if he wanted to drive or shoot. I'm like, just play your game and go. Don't worry about all that other stuff, man. Just play the game off instincts. I just think he thinks too much out there, and sometimes it hurts his game. But he had another career year. Miles Turner, I'm not gonna be too hard on him because he still needs to put on some size because he just gets bullied out there. Who else was on? Sabonis. He's gonna improve. His dad's a legend, so his dad's gonna be in the gym with him over the off season and help him tweak his game. But the dynamics that the Pacers have with this young core, it's just like, the sky's the limit, man. You never know. They could probably be the 2nd seed next year, depending on who they get. If they can get another all-star type small forward, and you add it on this team because they're gonna have money, you never know what can happen, man. So I'm gonna just leave it at that. Salute to the Pacers. After the last couple of years, it was just a lot of terrible, stressful games. It was good to have a refreshing game, a refreshing season, I should say, of this team, playing lights out. And take LeBron to 7 games in the first round. I really called, they should have won it in 6, but, you know, they had LeBron. Like, you have to beat LeBron. LeBron is just too good. So we just need that one. I think we're one piece away from actually being a contender in the Eastern Conference, which is getting a lot better. I don't care what the media says. The Eastern Conference has been, to me, it's been one of the best. It's been the best conference this year. So I'm gonna just leave it at that. If you're a Pacer fan, you know, comment down below. Let me know what you think about the season. You can always hit me up on Twitter at ThaLiveKing. I'm probably going to tone it down next year with some of the games because I've been investing too much time in NBA. But, yeah, man, just let me know what you guys think of what we should do in the off-season. What are your picks for the finals, blah, 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 all that good stuff. All right? Peace. I'm out.